Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Behind the Streamer, where we interview fellow streamers in an attempt to get to know them better. I'm sitting here today with Joelbaldwinthegamer. Where are you from?
I am from New Zealand, and yeah, part Australian, so yeah.
Did you play video games as a child?
I did actually. I started when I was 9 at a friend's house. We were playing some Minecraft, and I just got hooked and couldn't leave down the controller. First game I ever played.
What is the first game you really got into?
Well, it was actually kind of Minecraft and what was the other one? Ratchet and Clank.
What was your favorite game? Or what is your favorite game?
My favorite game is Mass Effect 2, then Ratchet and Clank, then Minecraft.
All right. So, what's your favorite genre? It sounds like story. You're heavily on story.
It's story, sci-fi, and mainly an RPG that can let me have full control.
Action, story-based, choice-based narrative RPG action stuff.
Exactly.
What's the most admirable character, or who is the most admirable character you've seen in a video game, and why?
Well, that is a good one.
I know.
I'd say Captain Anderson, how he doesn't take crap from people.
From the Mass Effect trilogy, in case anyone's
Yeah.
wondering. What is the most important game you've played, and why?
My most important game was... Ooh. Actually, it was the Batman games.
Really?
Which, yeah. It was Batman Dark Knight.
Batman Dark Knight or Batman Arkham Knight?
Arkham Knight, yeah.
And so why was that important to you?
Well, it showed to me like how criminals could get away with things if we didn't have good laws in place and all that.
Okay. I like the attention to detail and the amount of foreshadowing in that story myself. I always make a mention of that whenever I play it. What type of game would you love to see that isn't out there yet?
Like a game they haven't really touched on is really a virtual reality world which gives you a way to just create your own story and allow you to make yourself in the game.
Yeah, so sort of like a Mass Effect VR in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like VR right now we're just getting out of like the tech demo phase very slowly compared to how we've always envisioned it before we have it in like movies and stuff like that. It was so like futuristic, you know? And then we got VR, and then we got VR, and like pretty much nobody it was like, oh cool, it's here, but there's nothing really. It's all tech demo, you know. Batman just stands there in Arkham VR, and the first real VR, real game that felt like a actual full game in VR was Half-Life Alyx. That's because they made it specifically for VR. It seems like the technology is here, but the industry doesn't really know what to do with it yet. It's too soon, and so a lot of it feels like tech demos and not full games. And we're very slowly starting to create actual games that feel like they benefit from being in VR.
Yeah, the movies you're referring to, Ready Player One and
Well,
Spy Kids
I'm not
3
I'm not referring
mainly.
to any movie specifically. I'm referring to how, like, yes, Ready Player One does come to mind and Spy Kids and stuff like that. But I'm referring to, like, whenever you see it in movies in general, no matter what
Yeah,
timeline they're in, it always feels like that's what we should have had from the get-go. And now that we have it, or now that we have VR, and it's not what we've expected, we kind of like, just tech demo. Get back to us when you've actually created something. And that's why Half-Life Alyx came along, and it's like, now this is what I was waiting for.
yeah, exactly.
Because then you got like Fallout VR, Skyrim VR, LA Noire VR, the Golf Club VR. It's all just like, it's not good.
It's quite complicated, really, because we've got all the tech, we just don't have the attention to detail and the people willing to put themselves in a difficult position to make a good game in that sense.
It, I think it's partially that, but it's also partially like it's difficult so that it's hard to make a good game. Like when it's so new. It's
Yeah,
confusing. They don't know exactly how to pull it off successfully. It's always a guessing game if it's going to be successful with any game. But VR, it's like we don't know what to do with it yet. And when it comes to like VR itself, like the hardware itself, you got to remember it's kind of complicated to hook it up to streams for streaming. Hook it up to your thing, and you got all these cords. You got to watch out you don't walk into a wall or something like that. So it's like
yeah,
you're kind of limited on what you can do to show it off because you're sitting there in the goggles, and not everyone knows how to hook that up so that the viewers can see the streamer what they're seeing. For viewers, when someone streams, the viewers are basically seeing like a TV screen because that's what the streamer is seeing on their end too. They're looking at a monitor. But then you have VR, which is like it's got eye tracking and all that other stuff. How do you incorporate that to a viewer just sitting there looking at a flat screen?
yeah.
That's what I think is another thing that they're struggling with, how to pull it off successfully, especially in the streaming world. So, did you play video games as a child? Oh wait, I asked that already. So where do you stream? I got lost on the thing.
Um, used to on YouTube, but I started using a new one, but only every couple months.
What do you mean a new one? Like a new YouTube channel?
Like, yeah, new YouTube channel, yeah.
Why do you create a new one every few months?
Not every few months exactly, but this one every few months
Oh,
I stream
you
because
stream every few
yeah,
months on the same channel, but yeah, you're busy.
yeah,
So you stream on YouTube and not Twitch?
yeah, stream on YouTube because Twitch is just bad now.
Yeah, we're not going
Like
to go.
it's no fun.
We're not going to go into that, but I think
Yeah,
pretty much everyone knows what you mean at this point, because
it's not fun.
yeah, to put it simply, it's not fun anymore. How long have you been streaming anywhere? How long have you been a streamer?
Ooh, my first stream was December the 3rd in 2019, so coming up to nearly 4 years.
Oh my God, it's almost 2022. You're right. So yeah, here's 4 years.
Yeah.
December 2019. Then you got 2020, 2021. December 2022 would be 4 years. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're almost on 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a fun time being a streamer, really.
What was your motivation for streaming when starting out?
My main motivation was to allow people to relax, be able to express themselves, be able to become themselves in the stream and not tend to be someone they weren't really.
A freedom to be able to be yourself.
Yeah.
As long as you're not harmful and causing drama. Sort of like I am.
Yeah.
Like you have a family with my stream with my server, as long as you don't fight with your family,
Yeah. But mostly I don't encourage swearing at all because I like being family friendly when I can.
So that hasn't changed. You're still pretty much family friendly.
Well, very soon I'm gonna
Oh
be
no, what did I
putting
do?
adult adult tags and all that. So yeah, it will. You'll be able to see if it's something you'd like and something you wouldn't.
Yeah, I'll be there a lot more. Uh,
Yeah.
so that brings us to our next question. What is your stream like? Is like, we know what it's gonna be like.
Well, it's just not many people turn up to it, but really it's just chill, listening to music, like just vibing.
And part of
Oh,
that's due to,
yeah,
like, I know it's due to your schedule, and that's why, quick side note, um, Joel often, like, we're good friends, and he often, like, takes my clips and edits into compilations, and they're funny to watch, and
yeah,
he's getting a lot better. But the reason I bring that up
yeah,
is because you're creating supplemental content, which is good. You don't have a consistent
yeah,
schedule, and you don't have a whole lot of viewers, so this is a good way to build, like, your channel. And
yeah,
and
exactly.
the other thing I was gonna say is we're not gonna go into it too much, but you know the whole war between Twitch and YouTube. YouTube's making big plays right now. Twitch is still
Hmm.
#1. We've talked about all this stuff, and YouTube is kind of like not taken as seriously as Twitch because they still don't have a whole lot of the things that Twitch does that puts them at mainstream or in the center of the live streaming focus.
Indeed.
So I think that's one reason that you don't have a whole lot of people there, because there's not a whole lot of people there on YouTube. I mean,
Yeah,
for streaming right now, anyway. And I know, yes, there are, but I'm talking like, say what you want about discovery on Twitch, but it's easier to be discovered on Twitch than it is YouTube, unless you create supplemental
yeah,
content. Then it's good on both ends.
indeed.
So, what's your favorite thing about doing this streaming?
Well, it allows me to connect with people. It allows me to become like a supporting character in their lives.
And the award for best supporting actor goes to.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite thing about doing this?
Mainly the negativity and like the raids and all that, and people just being degenerate,
You're
as it
talking
were.
about the hate raids that are currently a problem right now. Is the time of this?
Definitely,
Yeah, the
definitely.
negativity, the drama, the bickering between people.
Mm.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because I don't mind a little bit of negativity, but when it's targeted directly at the person
Yeah,
itself, then it gets a little bit out of control.
like a little bit of negativity. It's good to vent and have opinions, but
Absolutely.
I don't call that like negativity. I call that just expressing yourself. But when it becomes like targeted towards me or anyone, that's negativity. So,
Mm.
what streamer inspires you the most today, and why?
You actually.
Oh, stop!
No, I'm not kidding.
I know.
But
So why?
because the humor, the way you connect with your viewers, like it inspires people.
It does? Oh, God help us.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to anyone who wants to be a successful streamer?
Well, don't compromise, don't lie, don't make up a streaming schedule you can't keep up with, and always stay positive, open-minded, and just not
Accepting
be a
of
dick.
everyone. I believe that's how I ended my streams there for a while.
Yes, but well, it is mainly correct.
And I would add on to that by saying, I mean, it's important to have a schedule, and
Mm,
if you have to cancel for whatever reason, like, yeah, but like, you should try to stick to it as best you can, but don't make one that you know you can't keep to. Like, if you have a weekend job
absolutely.
or you're busy on the weekends with family or whatever, then don't say I stream on the weekends, you know?
Yeah.
It's better to leave those things open. I have trouble keeping to my schedule for various reasons, but I do try my best. And I've got it on days that it's easier.
Yeah. In your case, it is respectable and understandable.
Thank you. That kind of is a good segue to our home life section. What else do you do besides gaming?
I do script writing actually,
Really?
and
Like,
yeah, I do.
explain that to me. Script writing, like movies, TV. Like, is it
Like
freelance?
like
Just
um
as a hobby, or like,
li-
are you in the business or something?
like it's mainly a hobby, but writing movies, writing TV shows, like it's one of the things I love except for gaming.
So, is it like you're writing fan episodes of what you'd like to see, or the way you'd like to see a certain mission or whatever is like fan fiction, or is it more like your own original ideas for a TV or movie, something like that?
My own original ideas.
So, is it safe to say you want to be a writer, a screenwriter?
Screenwriter or a movie producer at best.
Neat. So, what does a typical day in your week look like?
Well, it's mostly studying, then I put a little bit of time aside for gaming, and then my main focus is just getting certain things done around the house, and then just invest my time sitting down writing.
Just like regular chores and stuff.
Yeah,
Does your family support your gaming lifestyle?
mostly. Yeah, mostly.
Like
It just depends if
they don't fully understand exactly the amount of work goes into it, does it? Do they?
no, they don't.
What keeps you going when things get tough in your life?
Well, what keeps me up is being able to go to a safe place, talking about my problems, talking with my therapist, all that.
All right. And obviously, like writing as well, I would say. It's kind of a
Yeah.
release for you. If life could come with a manual, what is something you've learned the hard way that you think should be in the manual?
Ooh, how you control anger is something that should really be put in a manual.
Like, how do you control it?
Yeah. Like, how do you not punch this person, for example, and not
And
hurt them in any way,
and
shape, or
ha-
form?
and how would you answer that for the manual?
Well,
What advice would you give someone uh, in order to control their anger?
well, talk about it with someone you love, care about, or someone you trust to talk about it, and then ask for their advice. And yeah,
I agree.
that's how I learn.
If you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Ooh, um,
It's my favorite question.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Chris Pratt, and James Cameron.
Why Leonardo DiCaprio?
Because he did a very good role in Django Unchained, and he's a nice, respected actor.
Chris Pratt. Why would you want to have dinner with him?
Well, because he's an interesting person, as it were.
How so? Why do you find him interesting?
Because he has got an interesting way of acting. He
Alright.
has he has a respectful way of doing things when he looks at a character, as it were.
So the other one you said was James Cameron, which is a director. The other two are actors, and James Cameron's a director. Why would you want to have dinner with him?
Well, because how he did Avatar and how he mainly created the movie and the motion capture and all the animation and all that would be surprising for him to talk about.
So you're into motion capture.
Yes, I am.
I am too.
Done some, in fact.
I am too. Oh, really? Interesting.
Mm.
Um, I am very big into behind the scenes motion capture and voice acting because it's just requires a lot more talent to be able to immerse yourself in that world. Like Uncharted has a lot did a lot of motion capture. Like there's a scene in Uncharted 3 where they're like supposed to be like they're driving a Jeep into a jungle. It's just like a cardboard box you're sitting on and kind of bouncing up and down. And then there's a part where he pushes a branch out of his way, but in reality, the branch is just like this mic arm here, it's just a rod. In the game, he pulls out a map out of his pocket and is pointing to like different locations drawn on it. But in the motion capture, it's just a black piece of cloth with nothing on it. So you kind of have to see what you're doing before they've even built it in the game engine. You really have to
Which,
know what, like, you really have to have imagination.
indeed.
Well, I think that's all the questions I have for you. I want to thank you for coming, and again, you can follow Joel down at the link below this, and it'll be in the channel description as well. Until next time, I hope you enjoy this look behind the streamer. Thank you, Joel.
Thank you, Eric.